YouTube. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here on Saturday. How is your Saturday? How's the weekend so far? Sideways range at the moment. I mean, as expected. We did hit the 886 over here, so that increases probabilities. Any move down is part of a corrective structure, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take the high. So that's basically the conclusion for you in 10 seconds, even if you move down further. Now, of course, there's some new stuff to say. So we're going to cover Elliott Waves, and we're going to start on the 4-hour chart, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and see what the price is going to give us. I'll be online for 40 minutes. Formula 1 is starting at 4 p.m. Flotty, right? Flotty, also Formula 1 fan. We sometimes talk about it in the comment section as well. So probably during chatting and Q&A, we can do a little bit of Formula 1 predictions, you know. Yes, I love Formula 1, man. So, yeah, let's see. How are you, everyone? Joshua, welcome. Hira O'Bill, good to have you here. Nyabulo. Flotty, what's up? Trying to count and failing miserably. Part of the journey. Elliott Waves is very theoretical, very difficult, right? It takes a long time to get the hang of it. I guess also a reason why many people don't really delve into Elliott Waves because of the work it takes to master it. But it will definitely help you out in the long term, right? Ace Winner, what's up? How are you doing? Yusuf, Jeffrey. The best music. I know, right? It's a great song. Perkil, what's up? Umar Samuel Lopez. Good to have you here as well. Welcome. RJ, John, when the 1 minute? Yeah, so John has a 1 minute count, which I'll show on stream in a second as well. Samuel, how you doing? Good to have you here. Thanks for the reply on LinkedIn again. Charbel, what's up? From Lebanon. Hello from the Netherlands. Gouda. Tarun Kalon, new subscriber. Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to the channel. Still early. At least we don't know where it goes. Maybe we're going to stay at 11K, but at the moment we're flying still. So Tarun, welcome. Happy to have you here. Formula 1 prediction, cars driving around many times. That's true, but not as many times as in the race because it's quality. Jen, what's up? Rob, how you doing from San Francisco? Bilal, pleasure. The link that Bilal is talking about is in the description, by the way, if you want to learn more about Elliott Waves, and it's a free source, public. It's just a website that I recommend, that I have used myself. I'm not affiliated whatsoever. It's in the description under the title Elliott Wave Education. There's 3 links. I think it's the second one, Elliott Wave /detailed or bit.ly/detailed, Elliott Wave detailed. It's a great link. Lots of info. Zach, how you doing? Welcome. Mr. Zarek, you think Bitcoin is going down? We are correcting. Move to the downside, a higher probability of being corrective, but we also touched the 886. So probabilities are higher to sooner or later take out the double top here at the highs. But we're going to cover Elliott Waves because what you also see on my chart is I have an additional 4 on the chart, potential for a 5 at the weekly naked point of control, something I'm keeping an eye on here. So yeah. Hello from Poland, Maestro. What's up, Legionario? Welcome. 125K Bitcoin. Maybe, indeed. Thomas, welcome. Harut, Monju, good to have you here. Good warning in the group as well. Of course, I have the scammer channel and the legal channel to make sure everyone is informed about it. Cheers from Los Angeles. Look at you go, Rob and Harut. I was in LA myself, also in San Francisco, but I visited LA for a longer period. Shula, welcome from Israel. Israel. Okay, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me on this Saturday afternoon, morning, night, wherever you live in the world, right? Evening. So we're going to cover Elliott Waves, and I'm going to start on the 15-minute time frame and then zoom out to the 4-hour. So first things first. Price moved down and hit the 618. We spoke about that yesterday, right? Increasing the probabilities for a bit of a bigger correction to the downside, and this moved to the downside. And this is stuff I didn't make a night update, but I did update silver because I was doing other stuff, but I had some time to write. This move to the downside here also ended locally on the highest amount of volume in this local move down. So we touched the 618 mentioned yesterday. I'm just shortly referring to what happened yesterday. We touched the 618, ended on high volume, moved back up, and then what happened is we touched the 618 from the high to the low, right? It reverses probabilities as well, because now you have the highest amount of volume in the low here, which higher probability is corrective unless you get a 4 and a 5, but we didn't get the 4 and a 5. So that is when I started to be very active in silver and was like, well, you know, I'm not really feeling this as a bigger impulse to the downside, 1, 2, 3 or ABC. It looks corrective, so might still be looking for higher highs here. And now we touch the 886, which is more important to me. The 886 taken from the high to the low. Once the 886 is hit over here, the probabilities for this high are higher for it to be a wave B or a wave X. It's rare for a wave 2, common for B or X. Therefore, any move to the downside coming off the 886 has a higher probability of being a wave C or Y or part of some other corrective structure, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take the double top. High 1 and high number 2. It is very common for price to move to the downside and hit the golden pocket after an 886 touch, which is what we have done once again. So we're going to observe what's happening locally, but probabilities on the 15 minutes, quite simple, are higher to eventually move up and take the double top, even if you correct to lower prices with the scenario that I have on my chart here and going to talk about, right? So it just like, as long as price is not taking the double top and moving to the downside, it just gives better long opportunities, pretty much. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Now let me quickly check if my folders are organized, because I did add something new. Okay, remove this. Do that. Not that. Okay, there we go. Let me also, by the way, add a name here. Okay, there we go. Let me add a name because I was putting this on my chart, and when I was finished with putting this count on my chart, I checked Discord and I actually saw that Suffer also had the exact same count, which I opened, by the way, here on my chart. This is the double one too, so I'll cover that a little bit as well. But starting on the 4 hour now. What's the time, by the way? Okay, 13:30. It is public. It's not public. Excuse me. I just forget. The moment my chart is not online and you're like, mate, it's been offline for an hour, just send me a message on Discord or tag me. I tend to forget my chart is off because I always think it's on. So yeah, the moment I turn it off because I'm doing some stuff or things for Diamond, I forget to turn it back on, and I only discover that later. 14 minutes in. Okay, let's start. So on the 4 hour time frame, right, the bearish scenario is an A, B, C towards the upside. Common target for C is the yellow box between the 1 and the 1.236. Trend-based sub-extension from the low to the high of A to the low of wave B, giving you a target area between 69.1 and 71.3K. Additional resistance in this area, the two blue boxes. Now, the main area of resistance above price at the moment is the weekly naked point of control at 69.1K. Very interesting level. Also in combination with the impulse that I'm now looking for inside this wave C, because for wave C we do want to hit that box. That is very important for wave C, while for the more bullish scenario actually you don't want to hit it. But for an ABC to the upside, which eventually is bearish, because after an ABC you would expect a move to the downside and likely going to take this low again, you do want to hit that yellow box before anything else. Now inside that wave C, we are then looking for a 5-wave impulsive structure to the upside. And as mentioned just now, I put this on my chart. I checked Discord later and I saw that Suffer had a similar count. So let me quickly jump to his chart, right? So he zoomed out, little bit higher time frame of the low at 56k. This is your most bullish scenario, right? 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4, and you continue towards the upside. Now what is important in the double 1 2, which I'll explain in a second, is how far this second wave 1 goes, because it's a lower degree wave 1, but more about that coming up. For now, we're not talking about a double 1 2 here and continuation. We're only looking at this impulse 5-wave structure to the upside. Now here we then have our 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Now the reason, and this is what stuff that happened last night, right after the live stream, when price moved to the downside and locally on the 15-minute, actually 5-minute time frame, ended this first structure to the downside on a high amount of volume here, and then moved back up. That is the moment where I was like, okay, this looks corrective, not impulsive, right? Move down, ends on higher volume, hits the 0.618 from the high to the low, invalidating a wave 4, lower probabilities for that move down to be an impulse, higher probabilities, this is corrective, which then gave me this narrative, this scenario on the chart. Same is true, by the way, that this high over here is made on the highest amount of volume in this recent move to the upside, right? Increasing probabilities this high is part of a wave 3, which is what I've labeled it now, or a wave B, nice B could, wave B or X for a C or Y down and still higher prices later. But I labeled it a wave 3 here. So in this scenario then, what we're looking for, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. The white count is finished. And then your wave 3 in blue is in. And then we're looking for a wave 4 to the downside. Common target area for your wave 4 is the 236 to the 05, taken from the low of 2 to the high of 3, 65.9, 64.1k invalidation, 0.618 at 63.3k. Now currently, we are ranging at 67k, so we need a drop into 65, preferably for this scenario, because any wave 4 not hitting the 0.236 is very rare. Now inside this area, we do have some support. We have 2 point of controls. So I pulled some volume profiles of this range, and a wave 4 of a higher degree, which is the blue count. Blue count is the higher degree count, 1 2 3 4 5. Inside 3 we have the lower degree white count, 1 2 3 4 5. A wave 4 of a higher degree does like to retrace to the price action of a wave 4 of a lower degree, right? Giving us an area between roughly 66.7k, but that's far above the 236, down to 64.6k, which includes the 382 and the 236. Inside this area, we have 1 point of control over here at 65.2k, taken from this bit of price action. If you take a volume profile from this whole structure, the point of control is a bit higher, 66.1k, but this one is actually a bit more interesting to me, because it is inside the target area for your wave 4. So in this scenario, we're then looking for a range to the downside, complex structure in a wave 4, sideways stuff, and then eventually a final move towards the upside where the weekly naked point of control, it's like it's looking at me, wants to be touched. Just like that daily naked point of control that we had over here, right? We were looking for the daily naked point of control as price was ranging here, and it moved down, hit the point of control, move back towards the upside, took the high, right? It's the same kind of thing. That weekly naked point of control is very interesting indeed. And it's the most important resistance inside the resistance box that I have over here between 68.1 and 69.2k. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that weekly naked point of control, right? It's a volume level. So here we're then looking for a range to the downside. Now more locally, on the 15-minute time frame, this is what I started to stream with, but I'll quickly repeat it because of the timestamps later. So price touched the 886. And the 886, common for a wave B or a wave X, rare for a wave 2, increasing the probabilities. Any move to the downside is a wave C or Y, increasing the probabilities to sooner or later take that double top. Doesn't have to happen immediately, right? The lower price goes, the better the opportunity for a long position, really, because probabilities are still higher to move to the upside because of the 886 touch, right? We gotta wait for proof of support. I mean, no financial advice, but you want to see some proof of support, whatever that is for you, right? CVD, market structure change, candlestick patterns, RSI, MACD, whatever, right? And it can be a return here, move up. But eventually, for that wave 4, we would like a bit of a deeper retracement to the downside, right? Flat structures, ABC to the downside, right? Whatever, doesn't matter. A wave 4 can be any corrective structure, right? So we just wait for more information to come in, but the fact we hit the 886 increases probabilities to sooner or later take the high. And that is most important. Now your most bullish scenario is a double 1-2, where, holy moly, my folder got is copied, I see. I was already afraid that this would happen. Okay, there we go. So, quick check. Yeah. Okay, cool. So your most bullish scenario is the double 1-2. And we then have in blue a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subdegree of 3 is the wide count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Preferably in a double 1-2, however, you do not have a bigger wave 1 in time and price, I should say subdegree wave 1 in time and price, because your wide count is your lower degree, wave 1 and wave 2. So preferably that second wave 1 is shorter in time and price. However, it's already longer in time. Take a fib time from the low to the high of the blue 1 to the low of blue 2, and you can see that the 1-to-1, the green line here, has been passed. And we are now making new highs after the 1-to-1. Has an impact on a double 1-2. It lowers the probabilities a little bit. If price then also still moves to the upside, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, hits the 69.1K level on the chart, is 69.2K arguably, the 1-to-1 trend-based wave extension from the low to the high of blue 1 to the low of blue 2, it again decreases probabilities, because preferably this wave 1 is shorter in price compared to your higher degree wave 1 and not bigger. It's all probabilities, right? It's very much still a possibility. You have a double 1-2 and then you move towards the upside. Depends on the impulsivity that you get afterwards, and especially depends on the move towards the downside, because in an ABC, which is your bearish scenario, ABC, preferably you have an impulsive structure to the downside to go for new lows. In a bullish scenario, after a wave 1, you're looking for a wave 2, meaning we're looking for corrective structures to the downside, not an impulsive structure. We are looking for corrective structures, and then we want to see continuation to the upside. That's going to be what we're going to pay attention to, right? And based on that range, based on the drop, that is when we can reanalyze the chart and get the probabilities for the double 1-2 or the ABC. Nonetheless, though, preferably you don't actually hit the 1-to-1 with your second wave 1. And it's already longer in time. Now, the 5-wave impulsive structure is the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the moment. For your second wave 1. So that is at the moment pretty much it on a 4-hour time frame. Now on the 1 minute, John wrote me a message. John is cooking, and he's a 1 minute Elliott Wave counter, and he's a very good Elliott Wave counter on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. And he has a few days off, or not a few days. He has 3 weeks of holiday. So he's back home, chilling, Elliott Wave counting, trading. And he had this scenario that he asked me, like, could you show this? Could you have a chat? So ABC to the downside in wave A, higher probability this move is indeed a corrective structure, because the highest amount of volume is in the low in this move to the downside. So I would agree with an ABC here in a wave A or a wave W, or at least some sort of corrective structure. For then a potential B and C, this can also become a flat, which is what you see on the chart. That's already what John took into account. Most common flat target is the 1.236 to the 1.38, so it's a little bit higher, just above the high. So your WXY here is possible, right? But it's not definitive, if that's a word. This wave B in blue can also still move to this higher target and then get a C to the downside for a flat structure in a wave A, B, C, right? Or just move down in 5 waves and move towards the low. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So probabilities on the 4-hour time frame are higher to still look for higher prices, right? Because we also touch the 886 here, so any move towards the downside, higher probability of being a C or Y, increasing probabilities to still move up later to take the double top, looking for a wave 4 and then another 5 to the upside, where the weekly naked point of control is the most interesting resistance, 69.1k. Interesting to observe the price action. Even if we take the high here, probabilities on the 4-hour are still higher to look for a bigger drop before another high. So I guess I should say it a bit differently. On a 4-hour time frame, probabilities are higher to still move up. On a 1-hour time frame, probabilities are higher to look for a retracement into the wave 4 target area, right? And on a 15-minute time frame, which also supports the 1-hour and the 4-hour probabilities, well, mainly the 4-hour, we touch the 886 here. So the probabilities are higher to sooner or later take this high. Even if you do this and then that, or we look for this and then that, right? So yeah, 15-minute time frame locally, touch the 886, probabilities higher to take the double top sooner or later. Directly, right? Just move up, take it out, or first move down and then up and take it out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Probabilities don't change. So yeah. And if you do take it out, then yeah, would be interesting to look for a retracement. Typical weekend price action, maybe wick the double top and then move to the downside, hit the target area for 4 with the point of controls, move up for wave 5 early next week when the markets are open, hit the weekly naked point of control, look for a bigger retracement to the downside. It's kind of like an bit of an idea, I suppose. So yeah. Voilà mon ami, c'est ça, c'est tout. Papa. So I'm gonna keep the 886 on my chart here. When did I start again? I started minute 14, I think. Oh yeah, we also have bullish CVD still, by the way. Also here locally. As you can see, higher low in price. Yellow CVD is just tanking. But also just more locally here. So we'll see. Everything I'm looking for on the chart. Okay, trending views. What's up? What's up? Let me quickly have a look. Where were we? I was going to when I hit then bounce back and hit the ace. Yeah. Good that you were thinking also for yourself, ace winner, right? So I didn't make an update, but actually some stuff happened, but it was already late. Was doing some other stuff and. Yeah, then eventually it touched the 886. Highest volume in the low, high probability for this to be a corrective structure. Moved up, hit the 618, probabilities change. Still looking for higher, touch the 886, probabilities increase. That we're not yet finished with the move to the upside. Even if you do move down, looking for support and a move to take out the double top. Oksana, welcome. Bilal, your live chart training. Oh yeah, so oh, this is where we were. I see. Where can I find details of your, because it's now public again. Silver gold, Hira, it's the join button below the live stream or below videos. Or if you don't see a join button, you can open a description and there's a link to Patreon, because I also have a Patreon page, but by far most people are through YouTube. And through YouTube, you also get the logo, the Koens thingy. Through Patreon, you don't, because of course YouTube doesn't know that you're subscribed. Cheers, Ace. I like the updated import, but put a second chart in diamond. Oh, wait. Also, by the way, now that John is back, you will see him sometimes in the voice channel in Discord, hanging out, counting the charts on a low time frame. So this is his updated chart. Holy moly, son! Whoa! Oh, sure. I lit up, man. I was God for a second. So, W here, W X Y. So A B C W X, and then a flat in Y. Yeah, and then you have your B as well, and an impulsive C to take out the low here. Likely as well. So yeah, A, B, C up, take the double top, wick it down. Yeah, definitely has chance. I mean, in the end, we're just... So yeah, I guess that's something I generally don't really do. I don't like to go into a lot of detail. I first wait for a bit of a breakout, but probabilities generally are higher to sooner or later take the high. So then I just wait till those probabilities either play out, or I mean, an 886 probability doesn't easily get invalidated, because even if you move down, you can label this C or Y, and you're still going to be looking for price to take out the double top sooner or later, and you move down as a higher probability of being corrective. And John showing a couple of options to take the double top as well. What after hit falls short depends on your plan and strategy. Candle Daddy, how you doing? What's up? Mark also here. How you doing, Mark, by the way? Valerio, welcome. The ABC bear bullish scenario from day before yesterday is invalidated. If yes, why? You're, I think, talking about the flat. I moved it down here. Now, the reason I didn't show this one in the previous update, and also in this one, is because that in our wave B, let me go to the flat. So you're looking for a flat then, right? A, B, and then a wave C. Is because at the moment, the move towards the upside here counts a lot better as an impulse. And based on local price action, it doesn't look finished yet. So this move counts better as a 5-wave structure compared to a 3-wave structure. And B has to have a 3-wave structure. It can't be a 5-wave structure. Therefore, probabilities increase. This is impulsive compared to corrective, decreasing probabilities for a flat, increasing probabilities for the scenarios I've shown earlier in this live stream, and also in the like yesterday. If there's another 4, yeah. Yeah, and John, and what's more nuts is he also trades the 1 minute. I can't. My 15-minute is my lowest. True. Do you think the 1 hour correction is a flat? I guess you're talking about A, B, C like this, but low probabilities because you touched the 886. So if this would have been a wave 1, first of all, you don't like a wave 1 to end on high volume, right? Because you want to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure in a wave 1, ending on lower volume compared to 3, lower low on price, lower low on volume, but that didn't happen. It ended on higher volume, decreasing the probabilities already. Once price moved up and hit the 618 from the high to the low, invalidating a wave 4. Lots of info in a few seconds. But then also price moved up and hit the 886. 886 is rare for a wave 2. So your wave 1 is not ideal because of the volume. Your 886 is touched, rare for a wave 2, really lowers probabilities for this to be a flat structure, increasing probabilities that this high is not a wave B or a wave X, but it's an impulsive end, and then a 3. So yeah, you can always have a W, an X, and a Y, but actually an X moving above W is not too common. Most commonly, if you go above the highs, then you would be looking for a flat, but that doesn't, it has low probabilities at the moment. W is a flat, then you have X, wave Y can be a triangle, zigzag, or a flat. But not yet, like, it's something I keep in mind. So then you would have this W, X, and then Y. Your X has to be a 3-wave corrective structure though to the upside, and it ended on high volume, so it needs to be a zigzag family pattern in here, either probably a double zigzag. And then your wave Y, either a zigzag 535, but then again you ended on high volume here, not ideal. So that for wave Y would increase probabilities for then a potential flat ABC. But then you're also very likely going to end up inside the target area for this wave 4 anyway, where you expect to bounce. So the result is going to be quite similar. One second. Pump. Ending diagonal on the 15-minute time frame. I only start looking at ending diagonals or leading diagonals when a wave 4 of a diagonal is in, because up till that moment, there's other scenarios with higher probabilities. So for an ending diagonal, I don't really know your ending diagonal here because I don't really see it yet. If this is, yeah, I don't know. Is this your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that case, I guess? I'm not. This is very corrective price action, so I'm not really looking for an ending diagonal here in a 5 for then a 1, 2, also 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would need something like that with regards to an ending diagonal. Not really looking at it myself at the moment. It's too early. Crypto share. It is, however, best to tag me if you do share something, because I can't. Many people have different names on different platforms, and I can't keep track of all the names that people use. Yo, we have Bilala Kuch. Yo, welcome. Top step of the podium. Welcome to the Gold Squad, man. Learning everything there is about Elliott Waves in gold. That's the Elliott Wave course. All my know-how and knowledge is in there. And also currently in the making of some new nice videos as well for gold. So, yo, Bilal, welcome to the team, man. Send me an email, koenztrading@outlook.com, with your YouTube, Discord, and Telegram username, and I will make sure to get you sorted after the live stream. Makes me think, by the way, I got to go through my email. Probably will do that after Formula One. But send me an email, man. Welcome to the team. Top step. What's up, Hunter? How you doing? Welcome. Yeah. So tagging is ideally something that you know, tag me in Discord. Trending views. What's up? How you doing? Samuel Lopez. Can you speak about the large and high time ABC scenarios? A scenario where B would go into new highs. Oh, that's a flat. Yes, so I have 8 minutes, and then I'm pretty much finito. But what you're looking for is a wave A, B, C. So that's a flat structure, right? Expanding flat is preferred. You're going to move into the high 70s or even the 80. Now, wave B has to be a 3-wave structure. If this is your first, second, third structure, it's too little, right? Low probability. So what you would need is an ABC, correction, ABC. You need a double zigzag at least to move above the all-time high, because based on the probabilities at the moment here locally, it's low that you're going to move that high and take out the all-time high with your A, B, and then C, and then move down. So you would need at least a double zigzag, but it's too early to call double zigzags. They're not too common. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the higher time frame, really, there. Yeah, with regards to that scenario. Lost 2K today. How can I handle it? Now, of course, for everyone, it's different if it's a lot or not. But by all means, recommendation is to get off the chart. Do something else. Go outside, because especially in the beginning, if you sit behind the chart, you're very likely going to try to revenge trade, win the money back somehow. Maybe you get lucky, or you're going to lose more. And it's going to really hurt your trading habits and also your psychology if you get into those psychological problems of revenge trading. The discipline goes out the window, plan out the window. Secondly, it looks like this is more than you would usually lose, which means you likely didn't have a plan, because your plan should always be about how much you lose, right? Before you enter a trade, you look at your invalidation of your trading setup and you decide how much you are willing to lose on that trade. You do not look at the profit, you look at the loss. Most people do 1% or 2%, max 5% of their portfolio, but usually lower, 1 or 2. So if 2K is 1% of your portfolio, you stuck to the plan and you have a loss, no problem, right? Part of the game. However, if there was no stop loss and there was no plan and there was no invalidation and 2K is like 50% of your portfolio, we do have a problem, right? So how can you handle it is likely make a plan. In other words, the 6 steps that I always talk about. Try as many free tools as you can on TradingView. Find your favorite tools, build statistics. Combine some of your favorite tools, build more statistics on the combination. Now you're making a plan, tweak and adjust, right? Add a tool, remove a tool, see what it does to the statistics. Step 5, start trading it with a low amount of money. Work on your trading psychology. Step 6, increase your portfolio. Don't start with step 6, right? Where you trade and have a high portfolio, but you don't really know anything, or you don't have a plan, you don't have a stop loss, you don't know you're blind, you're trading based on emotion. Data avoids the emotion. Not 100%, you still need to work on your emotion, but data helps. So I very much recommend to look back at the trade later, not now. Leave the PC. First of all, analyze why did you enter? Why did it go wrong? Make a new plan or an improved plan, right? Collect data and stick to that plan. Have clear invalidations. Bearish divergence on the 4-hour. On CVD, I don't check divergences on the CVD, but I don't think on the 4-hour there's bearish, only bullish, I believe. I don't do any suggestions. I'm not a signal service. I do have plans, of course, which I share in Diamond, but also publicly in the Koen Setups channel, which I'm gonna boot up again, by the way. Probably you're talking about RSI, but I don't use RSI. Okay, 3 minutes. Morning, Ren. How are you doing? Other coins are for altcoin streams. Good morning, Benjamin. Cheers, CryptoSec. Great for you. Can you also share any entry points you would like to take? No, I don't. I'm not a signal service. You guys need your own plan. I'm sharing as much as I already do. I'm sharing areas that I have interest in, right? So also in the Koen's Setups channel, which is absolutely free, by the way. You can join the Koen's Trades channel. Now, I do know that BingX is going to do something with KYC, so I'm currently working on alternative platforms in case you don't want to be KYC. So don't worry, that is coming, like BTCC. You can already send me an email. And then Setups channel, but I need to update this because in Diamond, I've been very, very active with regards to like Elliott Wave, potential ideas and setups. So yeah, and that is stuff that I will share in that channel as well. But that's ideas, that's educational, that is based on, hey, currently probabilities, this, that. How do you trade Elliott Waves? That's what I aim to teach people. And it's up to you to press a button, yes or no. I don't care if you lose. I don't care if you win. It's not my business. My business is making sure I win. So I'm not a signal service. So I do not give any entry points. I only share what I find interesting. And then depending on what price does at my levels of interest, I either enter or I don't. And either someone else enters or they don't based on their own analysis, their own plan, their own strategy. So, yeah. But I hope people learn how to trade Elliott Waves. by seeing how I determine levels of interest and how I use support and resistance in combination with Elliott Wave probabilities and scenarios on why it's an interesting entry or not. But I don't say I entered. That's not stuff I do. What's up, Dave Digital? How you doing? Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. What's up, Zandra? How you doing? Rostam, welcome as well. Okay, it's 4 p.m. Gotta go. Formula One, as mentioned. So, sun. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me on this Saturday. Formula One is starting now. I love Formula One already for a very long time. My wife as well. So we're gonna watch the qualifier. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. And I will be back tonight with a normal update video, right? And then tomorrow, by the way, probably the live stream is gonna be a lot earlier than usual because I have a family activity on Sunday, so I'll talk more about it tomorrow. But nice prediction, Flotty, by the way. Yeah, let's see. Ferrari and McLaren look good compared to Red Bull, so let's hope it's going to be a nice fight. Okay, cheers everyone. Have a good one, and I'm gonna catch you later again.